আজকের সকালটা শুরু হলো 8:10 বাকি। আমরা শুরু করলাম। টাংলাংলা পাস ক্রস করতে হবে, তারপরে ক্যাম্প রুমসে।
Welcome to the last episode of Manali to Leh cycling expedition. In this episode, I will take you through a breathtaking 2-day ride from Debring to Rumtse and then onward to Leh. We began our journey from Debring around 8 in the morning. The shepherds were already leading their sheep out to graze.
অনেক দূরে ওই ওপরটা টাংলাংলা দেখা যাচ্ছে মনে হয়।
The terrain started off gently rolling, but soon we hit the steep ascent toward Tanglangla.
টাংলাংলা এখন প্রায় 18-19 কিলোমিটার।
At 17,480 feet, it's the highest point on the Manali-Leh highway. The climb was tough, but the stark beauty of the landscape kept us going.
এখনো অনেকটাই বাকি টাংলাংলা। এখন 2:10 আমরা টাংলাংলা পৌঁছে গেছি অলমোস্ট। Reached Tanglangla.
We reached Tanglangla at around 2:10 pm. After a while, we started from Tanglangla.
নিচে নামা শুরু হলো। আরও 24-25 কিলোমিটার হবে। পুরোটাই ডাউন হিল যেটা শুনতে পাচ্ছি।
To the left, sheer cliffs dropped away. To the right, patches of ice still clung to the rocks.
কিছুটা বরফ জমেও আছে। এখনো শক্ত বরফ, তার উপর হলো পাথর। রাস্তা খারাপই বলা যায়।
The road was rough in places. But the reward was a thrilling descent, a series of sharp, winding hairpin bends that demanded our full attention. What struck me most was the color of the land, a rusty brown, almost otherworldly in its intensity. We reached our Rumtse camp by 5:30 in the evening, tired but exhilarated. Later, I wandered over to the ruins of some nearby gompas. As the sun dipped behind the mountains, I played a soft tune, Dhano Dhanno Puspe Bhora, on my mouth organ. The melody echoed gently through the valley, just as it had echoed in my mind throughout this trip.
রুমসে থেকে লের দিকে আজকে 80 কিলোমিটার আছে।
On the final day of our trip, we set off from Rumse toward Leh, an 80-kilometer ride across mostly flat and gently rolling terrain. I had traveled this road a year earlier on a motorcycle, but this time it felt even more beautiful. Riding a bicycle allowed me to experience the landscape more intimately, the textures, the silence, the breeze. The colors of the mountains were vivid and varied. Deep shadows carved patterns across the slopes. The patches of green dotted the roadside like tiny oases in the barren land. Midway through the ride, I suddenly spotted a few chukar partridge, a lifer for me, meaning it was my first time seeing this species. I wished I had my longer lens, but since I was traveling light, I had left it behind. Over the previous days, I had encountered other fascinating wildlife too. Himalayan marmots at Whiskey Nala, yellow-billed choughs. These are crow-like birds with striking yellow beaks. And even Tibetan wild asses across the Moreh plains. One day I hope to return to Ladakh just for wildlife photography. As we approached Upsi, we crossed the iconic Indus River at the bridge.
আমরা সিন্ধুনদটা পেরোবো ইপসি ব্রিজের ওপর দিয়ে। এটা হচ্ছে সিন্ধুনদ, কি করে বয়ে যাচ্ছে, সিন্ধুনদ বয়ে যাচ্ছে। লে আর 44 কিলোমিটার।
And from there, the landscape turned unmistakably Leh-like, familiar from so many photographs. Traffic picked up, with more tourist vehicles and army trucks sharing the road. I stopped briefly at Stakna Monastery and Thikse Monastery, took a few photos, and soaked in the view before pedaling on. We reached the YHAI camp by 4 pm, ending the ride. And just like that, our journey came to a close, full of stories, landscapes, and moments I will carry with me for a long, long time. Thanks for watching the Manali to Leh cycling expedition. This was my first series of full travel vlog on YouTube, and I would really appreciate your feedback in the comments. I will be sharing more vlogs on trekking, birding, and travel in the coming days. So stay tuned.